Y'all ever died before? I mean,
Almost.
like,
In my dreams.
y'all ever like almost died before?
I die every day, Randy, thinking about how to get into med school.
True.
Yeah, but
So I guess this is our. I don't know what episode this is. Episode of Meet Us in the Lounge. Today we're going to be talking about near-death experiences and fruit. Very similar topics.
Randy,
What's up?
you mentioned how we're talking about fruit, right? So I want to kick it off, actually. Okay.
Okay.
I think we'd make a cute pair.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So moving on. So
Daily
near-death
pickup line.
experiences. We've all lived a really long life of 20 years or 21 years, or for
Wait.
Daniel's case, 12 years.
I'm
Um,
20 now.
So
Wait, Jorge's younger than me.
Jorge is the youngest out of us.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
still 20.
but Jorge's voice is like 43.
Wait,
Yeah.
Randy, you're also 20, right?
Evens out.
Now I'm 21.
When you turn 21?
January.
Wait, how old are you? Wait,
16.
when's your birthday?
January.
16.
Like, what's the date?
Like 16.
Oh, damn.
16?
Yeah.
I was born on the
Wait, what?
24th.
Oh.
Wait, really? We have 3 January babies here? I'm January 18.
Wow,
So
yeah.
16, 18, 21?
Feel excluded.
Wow.
Okay, so the point being is we've all lived a very robust, long life. We must have stories of how we've almost died, right? Something a little spice to cut our days shorter, right? But yeah, we're still here, so I guess it missed. So, does anyone have a story they would like to share first? I have a few because I do dumb stuff.
Interesting.
I can get mine out of the way because I only have one
Okay.
major one. There've been a lot of incidents like you said, but I think throughout time only one will ever like be etched in my mind, you know, because
Mhm.
how like nerve-wracking it was. But I was in senior year of high school, and this was our last week, so life was good, like really good, you know. So I wouldn't really go to my classes at all.
Okay.
So my friend and I were like, okay, let's just go get lunch. So I was driving, and he was in the passenger seat, and this was a place I've never been to. So he was just navigating, and then I was in the middle lane. So we had 3 lanes on this road, and I was in the
Okay.
middle lane. And then my friend said, "Oh, make a right at this light." Okay, and keep in mind, when he said that, I was only like 2 feet away from the actual turn. Okay,
Okay.
I was only 2 feet away, and so the light was green, so I couldn't stop. So what I did was I just like put my indicator up, signaled right, made a turn like 2 lanes across,
Okay.
and in the right lane was a public bus, and I didn't check my blind spot.
Oh God.
So
Did
I
you get
didn't-
hit?
No, I didn't. I didn't check my blind spot. So this public bus like blared its horn, and I was like, "Holy shit!" So I didn't make a complete turn. I went like diagonal and straight like this.
Oh, dang.
So I was like, "Yeah." As soon as I heard that, I accelerated even more just to get out ASAP. And then yeah, that's it. So I didn't make a complete turn. It was just diagonal. And then once I got off of that main intersection, we were basically at that complex
Okay.
where the restaurant was. So I needed to park, and then I just like contemplated for 5 minutes what had just happened.
Were you shaking?
Yeah, my hands were sweating. He's like, "What happened?"
Oh my God.
So
Driving is scary. I don't
I'm
like driving.
yeah. I mean, in my defense, that was 3 years ago, and I'm a pretty good driver. And I think it can be another debate as to how we define a good driver. But
That was not a good showcase. In
yeah,
fact, that was the opposite.
exactly. That did not showcase my caliber. So, do I speed?
I think speeding was the right play.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I could have. I don't know. I completely forget what happened with the traffic. Like, were there any cars behind me? Could I have stopped? Right? Should I? I mean, I obviously should have checked my blind spot, but if I did, what would happen in terms of time? Like all of that, I don't know. So I think I
Oh, it's
made the
okay.
right call. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's okay.
you're
We're here
right.
now, and
Yeah.
regardless of whether it was a right or wrong call, so that will always I can always replay that memory in my head.
Did you want to drive after a while? Or were you like, bro, I'm kind of done with driving for a bit?
I think it took me maybe like 2-3 days. I was pretty scared to drive. So I had to drive back home, obviously, right?
Yeah.
From the restaurant. So I was driving pretty slowly. Like,
yeah.
probably one of the few occasions in my lifetime I followed the rules.
The local route.
Exactly. I don't take any freeways, only streets. But it took me 2 days, and then obviously, like I said, this time was like almost senior graduation. So obviously I had places to be, things to do. So naturally I needed to go out. I didn't want to miss out, so I was like, okay, I'm over it. But yeah.
All right. Good. I'm a terrible driver. I have barely any experience. Actually, the first time I drove in like 4 months was yesterday. My mom
Huh?
asked me. Yeah, I haven't touched the car ever since we came back from quarantine, and of course before we were at school. So I hadn't driven. It wasn't until my mom asked me to go to Home Depot with her. That was it. That was my only time driving for a while now.
I think
I don't think I'll be driving again.
Really? Do you guys like to drive? I think Jorge likes to drive, right?
I think
Yeah,
driving's okay.
I don't mind it as long as I don't drive for too long. I'd say like an hour max, and I'll find it enjoyable.
Okay.
Or I guess if it's not the same commute every day to work, it's all right.
I
yeah,
think for me, driving by myself kind of sucks. Driving with friends is fine. Like, I can drive for like a couple hours with my friends, chilling.
Dang.
Driving myself to like the same place, kind of trash.
I agree.
I guess I don't mind driving on my own too much. I'll usually just like listening to music or a podcast while I'm driving, something like that.
Yeah. For me,
You could put-
driving is therapeutic. Or like one way, like it just gets my mind cleared. It's just
Yeah.
the equivalent of walking, except now I'm going at a much faster velocity. But
Much more dangerous.
yeah, it is dangerous. But I'll offer to drive my mom places just so I can get out, especially in the past maybe 3-4 months. I'll offer to drive her around, and then I don't get out of the car. But
Just chill.
yeah,
Oh, really? Okay.
just an excuse to get out of the house.
I should
Let's
practice more.
Yeah. I also have a driving horror story.
Beautiful.
So I was at this four-way intersection with it's a four-way intersection with stop signs, right? I stop first. This is the second truck on the right. It stops first, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll go. So I'll go a little bit. I drive up like maybe 6 feet, and then the truck will go, right? And I was like, what? I haven't even crossed the intersection. I stop, and then he stops too, right? And then I was like, okay, so I guess I'll go now because he stopped again, right? So I go halfway through as I'm about to go, he speeds up, and he almost hits the back of my car because he wanted to make an intersection because he couldn't wait for me to cross the street. And after that, I had to pull over, and I was like, huh? Did someone order a fucking hit on me, a contract on me? And this guy's the most fucking troll clown who couldn't do it right. Oh my god! I was with a car full of friends too. All my friends were like, "What's going on?"
This is very unlucky.
Yeah, it was pretty not the move.
Randy, did you mention when this was?
This was 4 years ago. This was also in high school. It was when I was about to graduate too.
Okay.
I was like, "Am I gonna die before I graduate high school, dude?" kind of not the move.
Dang.
Wow, we've had similar experiences.
Yeah. I mean, I think I can't really think of a specific time that happened. I can just think a couple times where, yeah, I was close to crashing a car. Not really my fault, but just someone else.
Wait, what happened?
Or it wasn't really too close. It's just sometimes someone not seeing me in their blind spot, size example, or yeah, there was one time when there were two lanes turning left
Mm-hmm.
at a stoplight, and then the leftmost lane didn't realize there was another car turning left at the same time and kind of veered into my lane
Oh wow.
almost.
Oof.
But yeah, nothing that
I don't.
that I'll remember too much.
That's
I don't.
props to your intellectual ability, Jorge.
Good
Well,
instinct.
It's a good thing
Good
that you
I
have
hope
that,
so.
but it's okay. Like,
Have
I
you
don't
ever driven
think
on the
I've-
mountain before? And like,
Oh.
there's like it's
I
like
hate
those
that.
2 lanes, and then one of them is literally like the cliff of the mountain, and like there's a bus on on one side of like a truck, and you're just like, please go back.
it
And
is
you're
such,
like about to fall off the edge because you're on the outer lane.
it's
And
Oh, yeah,
everyone
like-
goes so fast.
Yeah, I've driven on. I guess I don't know if the roads I've driven on are too bad, but like yeah, like where there's only one lane going each way, and then there's a lot of trucks coming on one side, and you're kind of just like don't have anywhere to
I
go,
hate
and then
that.
it's very like tight turns and whatnot.
oh yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah,
so much.
it's like I think it just takes some time getting used to.
It's pretty
I'm
frightening.
not used
Yeah,
to it.
it's especially like stressful when there's other drivers that might be more experienced and like going at higher speeds than what like you want to, because otherwise you feel like you're gonna fall off a curb.
Yeah.
But yeah, you
so
just
bad.
kind of gotta get used to it.
I don't like how sometimes in that scenario, you mentioned how some people might be more experienced, right? Let's
Yeah.
say these experienced drivers are behind you, and you yourself are not as experienced. They might just be tailgating you, and then
Yeah, no, yeah,
stress you
yeah,
out.
I definitely like I'm against. You shouldn't tailgate in any situation, and in that situation, it's especially bad if you
Yeah.
do.
Exactly. And then the thing that sucks is like what I was taught by my parents is if someone is tailgating you or like stressing you out, just let him pass you. But in
Yeah.
that situation, how do you let him pass?
Yeah, there's usually those like I forgot what they're called exactly, but there's like areas where you can get off to the side
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
every
that.
once in a while.
Yeah, the middle line, it's broken.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll be able to go into the lane that usually goes the other way, which will like yeah, whenever it's safe, that's definitely good. Like you in that case, you should actually like try to slow down so as to like force them
Yeah.
to want to pass you.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely like roads that don't have too many of those, so
Yeah.
or worse. Yeah.
So I've actually driven in the East Coast, and
Okay.
over there it's even like way like the setting, and then the environment is just entirely different from where we're used to, right? Like we're used to more suburban or urban settings. Here you're just surrounded by trees, mountains, hills, like way more nature, right? So it's basically the same situation like Jorge described, like you're maybe winding around a mountain or a cliff, but now
Mhm.
instead of one lane for each direction, there was only one lane, like period, one lane.
Oh. Wait, for both directions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or
I
is
know.
it just are you sure that it was going both directions, or is like
No,
because I know there's some roads that will only be like one direction and there'll only be one lane.
no. I noticed because there was another car that came opposite.
Are,
And
are
then
you sure? Are you sure you were going the right way then?
There were no signs. So the lane was wide enough for both cars to like nudge to the side, and then fit and
Mhm.
make it work. Like the lane was wide enough, but still, it wasn't wide enough for 2 lanes. So the cars just had to make it work. But
Yeah.
that's insane. I don't know from an architectural standpoint or like an engineering standpoint, like why these roads exist.
Yeah, I know there's like how I was talking that there's some roads that only allow you to go one way. There's some of those that exist in Mexico that I know of that I've driven a couple times, but not too often. But they used to be a lot worse like decades ago. And they were very poorly built, and there were actually like times where certain turns where like these big trucks that like obviously can't make like a very tight turn, they'd actually have to like go forward and do like a 3-point turn to make it, like reverse at the same time and hold up a bunch of traffic and deal with all that jam. But yeah, and then because of all that, there were accidents a lot of the time on those turns. So like, yeah, I'm sure there's. I've seen like a lot of documentaries of these third world countries that still have that going on, like a lot of roads like that.
Yeah.
And it's very dangerous.
I agree. Driving in a foreign country is very scary. I mean, I
Yeah.
can speak on behalf of India. I think Asia in general is pretty scary. I mean, not all Asian countries though, but India is just a whole nother freak. Like it's just another beast. Like if you can drive there, you should be able to drive anywhere else in the world.
Yeah. I've been to Vietnam and like I've been on a bus and we were like going up to this like temple or mountain and we had to go up with it on a bus and the road got small enough to the point where it's a two-way road, but it's only big enough for one direction. So it's like say you're on a mountain, right? And there's like a crossing. The road's only as thin. By the way, this is not like a real paved road. This is dirt road on the mountain, by the way, right? It's only big enough for one car to go through at a time. So there would be interchanging section between buses from one end and buses from the other end to go through, right? And as you go through, you can see the bus like wiggle left and right due to the wind on the mountain. And then apparently like the highway preceding that mountain is like known for having like a lot of deaths. People dying on that mountain because they like fall off the edge, they get into an accident, they just die because there's no lights or anything. It's super sharp turns and people speed.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, a lot of these dangerous roads, they have like falling rocks on the sides that are like always an issue. I think I went to Mexico this one time, or not me, but because I was driving with a bunch of other cars like in carpools. Another one of the cars in my family, like there was just a huge rock in the middle of the road, like, when they got there, and they kind of had to like see it and veer off to the side in order to get across it.
Wow.
It was just like lying there because it had fallen recently, so quite dangerous.
Would you guys get an international driver's license? Just curious.
No.
No.
Driving in America in LA is already stressful enough. I'm not trying to die in fucking Saigon, dude.
Wait, are there international licenses necessary for
Yeah.
I don't
Asian
know.
countries and whatnot?
Yeah, my parents told me like they had to get one for Taiwan. Like there's like also a motorcycle license. And then they told me like the test for both the motorcycle test and for the car test was like extremely hard. Like here in the US, our tests are pretty chill. Like you just drive a little bit and if you don't like do any dangerous things, then they give you the pass. But I think in like Taiwan, they make you do like maneuvering tests and like obstacle courses.
Wow.
So I think my parents both got it, but then after leaving Taiwan, they had to renew it again if they wanted a driver's license. They're like, no, screw it, we're not going to do that again.
Oh, interesting. I would, mainly because, do you guys know what the Autobahn is?
Yes.
Or not? Is it Autobahn? It's okay. Basically, it's this track in Germany. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So.
Okay, I think I know.
Yeah, basically in Germany, they don't really have any like mandated speed limits for some cars. Okay, so it's like Autobahn spelled like auto AUTO and then Bahn BAHN.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard of it.
it says the speed limit's 80 on there
I don't think anyone
on
follows it.
Wikipedia.
I know there's one
Those are
such
average.
road.
Those are average speeds. So, but I think a lot of the racetracks that you see, I guess on car magazines, they're all from that area in Europe. So that's where I would want to drive.
Do you want to drive there? I don't want to drive there.
Like I want to experience that adrenaline. Yeah.
I don't like that kind of adrenaline.
I feel it'd be stressful. Like okay, it has a lot of lanes though. Like so each lane has like a certain speed, right?
Yeah.
Be on the right.
Oh, so what's the fastest you've driven for that adrenaline, Sai?
What's the fastest you guys ever driven?
Should we actually come out like this?
I don't know if we should say it. Mine's not very fast.
Yeah, mine's not that high, so I can say it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think I've only driven like 90 or 95.
That's really fast. What?
What on I-5?
95.
That is fast.
When there's no one there?
Francisco.
Yeah, I've gone like 92 at most.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've done 95. Yeah,
Wait,
that's
you got
a month
95,
ago.
Daniel? Wait, what the heck? You're a degenerate.
No, okay. It was on the way to San Francisco.
What?
Like the
From
plane.
to San
No,
Francisco?
not in San Francisco. On the way to
Wait,
San Francisco.
Wait, the freeway to San Francisco is usually packed the whole way through.
Are you
It
sure
was
not?
not
How did you
packed
hit
that time.
95, dude? I hit
It wasn't packed that
75
time.
max on the road
Yeah.
there.
What?
Randy has a good point there. There's no way you can even drive
I
75
got lucky.
on San Francisco, obviously.
Maybe
No,
you're
no,
thinking
on the way
kilometers.
where we live.
I mean, still,
Like, like from where we live, which is Sacramento, to LA, there's like that long stretch of cow country, right?
yeah.
Where it's plants, where it's literally like 3 lanes and literally the plains to your left and right. That's why it's like, okay, you can drive what, like 85, 90 on like the left lane and no one's there. No one's gonna be there.
Oh wait,
Like
I'm
the
wrong.
road
It
from
was
here,
true.
from Sacramento to San Francisco, is like a 4-lane highway, and there's always people there because you go through cities.
Yeah.
Like, constantly.
In that case, I was probably to the Bay Area then. It was either San Francisco or visiting my grandparents in the Bay Area. I'm guessing it's the Bay Area then. I
Nice.
think.
Let's see.
Here's
I'm not too
my
sure.
here's my top speed.
Huh?
Oh
10?
Not
my
bad.
god.
Wait, what you go? Wait, I didn't see. Wait, see it again?
Just rewind the video, Randy.
Wait,
Yeah.
I can't rewind right now.
He's gonna cut it out.
Wait,
a
what
little
was
bit
it?
more.
Yeah.
than- alright.
Well, that is a really good point, Jorge. I will cut it out.
Wait, what was it? 100? Wait, you hit 100?
Kilometers. Kilometers per hour.
Oh yeah, that is a good. Yeah, we're talking about kilometers per hour, obviously.
Yes.
Wait, that's actually pretty fast.
That's
dude.
case in that case, 115
115.
kilometers per
How
hour.
do you? Where'd you go to hit 115?
Oh, kilometers.
You just
Kilometers
have to
per
drive
hour.
it. You just have to drive at night, right?
Yeah, drive at night.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never.
Was it fast? How do you feel,
So scary.
dude? Because every time your car goes fast, it starts shaking.
Dude, I think my car would like burn out if I tried going that fast. That's why I haven't gone faster.
I put mine in sport mode, and I just YOLO. You know,
So what did it feel like?
anything above 95 is really scary. But luckily, my car, it doesn't really shake too much. So it's an engineering masterpiece. What can I say?
Okay.
But like, luckily, it was also on a straight road. But I like noticed. I was like, Jesus, I really need to slow down. And so I just put my foot off the brake or
You did
off
it
the
on purpose,
accelerator.
though?
Okay. Basically, I have a pretty good, like, I can tell what speed I am driving at without looking at the speedometer.
Really?
Yeah, like more or less, I have that sense of understanding. Okay, but it's not necessarily correlated to the speed limits. Like, for me, like 65 is like a typical speed limit. That's not fast at all for me. Like, I don't feel like I'm moving if I'm at 65. I feel like I'm moving if I'm at 80.
Okay, that's too fast.
So I consistently drive at 80.
How do you drive an 80? You live in OC.
I can. I just
Yeah, the 5.
change lanes.
Yeah, it's not hard to go 80.
Yeah, it's not.
Dang.
Actually, I actually hit like 85 or 90 when I was driving down to San Diego from
So,
LA.
but yeah, I've never gotten pulled over. This is not like, I guess, somewhat returning to the topic of near-death experiences. I would have died figuratively because my parents would have been super mad. But I was in the carpool lane driving my normal threshold, right? So you guys know what my equilibrium speed limit is. But there is a cop car right behind me, and I didn't notice until he put the sirens on.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, crap. And so I was in the leftmost lane, so I just put my right indicator, changed the lane, and then this police officer just like sped by and then turned off his siren. So I hate when they do that, but I was just, at that moment, at that point in time, I was just thankful that I wasn't getting pulled over, that he was just trying to pass me.
Oh, that's what he was trying to do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like because he turned the sirens off probably like 2 seconds after he passed. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Is that loud?
Wait. Oh, I didn't tell you. Oh, I have a near-death experience. I never talked about that, huh?
let's
So
spill the
So
beans.
you guys know what like windowsills look like. You know, you guys have the string you can pull and it gets the windowsill up and down. You know, you can like take apart the middle piece and you have like multiple strands, right? So what I used to do as a kid is I used to play a lot downstairs, like the ground is lava, all that stuff, right? So I like to stand on top of my couch, like not where like the cushion is, but on top where the back part piece is. And I like to run around and jump from couch to couch, right? So I watched Spider-Man probably. So I see the string, right? So I hold on to it and I'm like messing around with it. I don't know what happened, but apparently my dad told me that like I fell and like the thing got trapped around my neck and I was just dangling off my couch, like getting hung by that strand. And then he had to and then he like got me out.
Wow.
Wait.
So your dad told you? How old were you?
I think I was like 2 or 3. I
Oh,
was pretty young.
yeah.
Another one. So I was at the park and I was playing, right? So you know, like kids like to play tag and stuff at the park. You guys ever did that at the park? Yeah, I know Daniel got kissed at the park.
Nice.
Anyway, so you know, like sometimes the meta for like tag is like you jump on the construction and like you try and get to a high spot if you can climb fast enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like you know those bridges that bounce up and down.
Yeah.
So like you know how they have the guardrails on the left and right of it. So like what I did was I like tried to jump. Like I was getting somebody was my cousin. We were playing tag. He was chasing me, right? And I was like, okay, I'm faster than him. Wouldn't it be kind of sick if I jumped over the bridge? So like I grabbed the bar, I jump over, except I messed up and like I hit my ankle, so I like spun around a couple times midair and landed on my back, and I couldn't walk for like a week.
Oh.
And then I distinctly remember I was in so much pain, like I couldn't walk right. I was like, dude, how am I supposed to go play tag at height when I go back to elementary school tomorrow? I go back to class tomorrow, bro. Dude, reset my ass. My cousin comes by. He like gives me his hat because he's like young. We're like what, 3rd grade at the time. He didn't know what to do, right? And he felt bad for me. He's like, he wanted to give me his hat. I look at him and I'm like, what the? I was like, what's this gonna do? So I grabbed his hat and I threw it. Dude, my parents got so mad. My mom wanted to beat my ass when I did that to him.
You were already broken. You should be like, Mom, just do it. End my life.
And then we had to call my dad, and then he drives over. They grab me by the legs and stuff me in the car, and then I think I had ice cream and that was fine a couple hours later.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I broke my spine. I was gonna be like a wheelchair person.
It's very interesting how these situations come about as we age, because when we're younger kids, it was probably something related to play structure, and then now it's our big boy toys like the cars. So there's some sense of like universal like encounters, situations. I think we've all shared. So that's interesting. Daniel, you have yet to share.
All right. To be honest, I haven't had very many near-death experiences. There was one experience with Randy that was not actually near-death, but it's interesting. So basically, like I was in the car with Randy, and we had another friend over, and we were driving to downtown Sac to go.
Oh, that's the story? I thought it was the one time I almost broke your arm.
Which was that?
When we were like at the park.
Okay,
and like I like spun the thing, I stopped the thing, and you like fell over and hit your head.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll talk about that afterwards. That is also not near death, I guess. And so we were driving to the downtown rock climbing place, and in downtown there are like a lot of one-way streets, and I wasn't really paying attention when it happened, but apparently like Randy turned into the one-way street. And then it wasn't until like the other guy said like, we're in the one-way street, get out or something, that we got out. But it wasn't really that bad because honestly, I didn't see any cars coming at us, so we were pretty lucky.
You made this sound way worse than it actually sounded. Okay.
I just
so what happens? I'm driving, right, and they're like, we gotta go around because so I'm going straight, and to my right is the entrance of the pavilion we want to go inside of, right? I'm going straight. I'm like, the fastest way to get into it, we just make a right turn, make a right, right? Like that's how it is everywhere. Forgot Sacramento is all one-way streets. So I turn the right. Everyone's like, whoa, what are you doing? And I look down the street, and there's like multiple cars coming down at us. So like all of a sudden, I just go like, whoosh, and I make a U, and then I literally the road was like this, right? I literally entered into the wrong lane, and I U-ed like this, whoop, and I just left. Dude, it was kind of fun.
It was interesting, but we didn't get
I've never felt more
anything.
alive.
And then, so for the second event, I don't actually remember what happened because I fell on my head. So I'll let Randy describe what happened at the park.
I'm at the park. We're chilling, right? Actually, no, I almost broke my arm doing this. So I don't know if you guys ever been to. It's like, think of like a donut, except it's not flat like this. It's like at an angle, right? So what the point is, you stand on it and then you walk, and the thing will spin as you walk on it, and you're just trying to stay balanced on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about, Jorge?
I don't remember.
Okay, think of a donut, but it's like tilted up like 30 degrees or like 20 degrees, right?
Yeah, what's the donut made out of?
It's like, I don't know, whatever is playground made out of.
Plastic?
It's like plastic.
Like the rod. Like, whatever, like the rod. It's the same material that slides are made out of.
Oh. Yeah. Let's just say that.
All right, wait. Let me find. Let me see if I can find a picture.
Are you gonna put in your background?
It's.
Yeah, make it your background, Randy.
Make it my background. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Make Randy the center of the donut.
Audio listeners only, you are missing out.
Yeah, you are missing out. All right.
I guess in the meantime, have you guys ever had like those? I guess it's like almost like a pole, but there are handles on it, and you stand on it, and then like someone will spin you. Have you ever used one of those? I actually hate those, but they're quite fun. There's this one time though, my older brother was like using it, and for some reason he let go, and he just like went flying, and then he got a concussion. But anyway, I think Randy has the picture. Does he?
I'm figuring something out.
It's always when we were when I was
What
a
is
kid.
that?
This.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing that.
Okay. Point being is the idea is you can stand on it and it'll spin around, right? But I would also like to point that if you point, you can see like the vertical bars that are planted into the bark. You can see that, right? Right?
Yep.
You see? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let me turn this off 1 second.
Is that Animal Crossing?
Wait, give me 1 second. Okay, so me and Daniel are both on it. We're like messing around on it, right? Except this time I decided to lay on it, right? Instead of stand on it, I'm laying on it. And then we're like spinning. He's like walking, so we're like spinning around. I'm like being like, the Titan from Megamind flying around like that. Except I'm like, it would be kind of funny if I just stopped the thing immediately. So that wasn't what I thought. What I thought was I'm trying to hang on while Daniel's moving around, right? So I lock my arms like this to hold on, right? You know what I'm trying to say? Like you just hug the thing. Mm-hmm. So turns out the vertical bar exists, and my arm hits it.
Oh.
I feel like I almost broke my arm that day. Point is, it hits it. All the velocity instantly stops. Next thing I just hear Daniel fall and hit his head against the thing because he fell off. And then he's just on the ground, like, my arm feels like it's broken. And then everyone's just looking at us.
I actually tried to get up as fast as I could. And then while going up, I hit the thing again. Like, I fell off and I came back up and I hit my head. Oh.
Dude, I actually thought I ruined one of the greatest minds of our century.
I haven't been the same.
Yeah, your own mind, right?
Oh, yeah. I haven't been the same.
Up for debate. But yeah, wow, 2 casualties.
So yeah. I think that concludes our death stories.
Should we call it? In like an hour.
It's
Yeah.
been a while. I don't
It's been a
know.
hot
Let's save
minute, yeah.
fruit for next episode, guys.
Yeah, we'll say fruit. Next
Yeah.
episode
Debate.
will be fruit. We'll talk about fruit. We'll rank our favorite fruits.
Yeah.
Saichandra doesn't like fruit. That's a preview.
But let us know your favorite fruit.
Let us know your favorite
Rank 'em.
fruit.
Yeah.
If you also would rather die instead of eating fruit, let us know.
Yeah. If you're allergic, let us know too. Like
Oh yeah.
you have weak genetics.
What, dude?
Oh no.
Why are you being discriminatory?
Huh?
Why are you being discriminatory against genetics or based on genetics?
It's inferior because you can't eat
I have
fruit,
eczema.
dude. Come on. You have to think about everyone else is like born with fruit resistance, and then all of a sudden you're chilling there and fruit's poisonous. It's actually a nerf.
It is a nerf. Yes. But
Big
okay.
nerf.
At least fruit is
Wait,
not
what's the nerf?
completely-
The nerf is you're allergic to fruit.
Just allergies in general.
I mean, it's fine. Like nothing's wrong with that, but it's just like
Yeah.
no, it's like a nerf. But
Yeah.
maybe you're like better at something else because the receptors in your brain for fruit are allocated for something else.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biological basis of fruit and how you like them. Yeah, Randy's doing pioneering research.
Yeah, dude, I got you guys. Ask me my opinion on allergies, dude. Or in lactose intolerance doesn't exist. You can just tolerate it. It's actually weak shit if you're like allergic to milk. Like I'm lactose intolerant is what they say. You know, I just overcome it. Yeah, you can overcome it by one, not eating milk, or two, taking the milk pill.
I did not know about the milk pill.
Yeah, it apparently gives you enzymes or something like that. I
Like
don't
the
know. You can't-
lactase.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's the scientific basis because typically there's a certain demographic that doesn't have that lactase gene, so that's why they're lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fun fact.
fun fact.
Facts. All right, boys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you next time when we meet each other in the lounge 6 feet apart.
With masks on.
With masks on.
Will we? Okay.
Oh, we never had our masks on yet.
Dang it. Next time.
Okay, we have a virtual mask.
Yeah, people that wear masks on Zoom calls when they're alone, low-key brain damaged.
But
All right.
yeah.
All right. Peace,
Thank
boys.
you all for listening.
Bye.